Alright guys, so today for exponents, we're going to move into what called the power properties. Don't expect you guys to memorize the names. More than anything, expect you guys to know how to use them. So the power properties, those that have a parentheses. Let me take a look at number 7. And I'm gonna skip down to number 7. Power property, once again, the ones with the parentheses. I know the exponent means repeated multiplication. So let me write the parentheses, in this case, 3 times. So let me write 3 times -1. I have 3 to the -1 times 3 to the -1. Right? I wrote the inside of the parentheses 3 times. Because that's what the 3 on the outside meant. But then, I know we talked about on Monday, the product property that if it's the same base, just add the exponents. So let me add the exponents. So let me go first like this. How much is -1 plus -1 plus -1? -3. So I have 3 to the -3. One thing that I could say, you don't have to write this the long way, which is what I did. One easy way to come out with the -3, just multiply your exponents. -1 times 3 wouldn't have given me -3. Just multiply your exponents when we have parentheses. Alright, so now that we have 3 to the -3, remembering a rule from yesterday, but first, let me ignore the negative sign. Let me just take a look at 3 to the 3rd. How much is that? 27. So 3 to the 3rd is 27. Now looking, because it's a negative sign, let me make a fraction and let me put it at the bottom. Right, and the top we put it as a 1. So the negative sign means a fraction at the bottom, but 3 to the 3rd, we know it's 27. Looking at question number 8, I can easily go 6 to the -8. Now once again, I multiply my exponents. 4 times -2. And then 6 to the 8, let me get a calculator for that. If you don't have a calculator by now, I strongly encourage you guys to buy one. So it's 1,679,616. 1,679,616. And I'm going to make it into a fraction and put a 1 at the bottom, on the top. And I made it into a fraction because of the negative sign. Yes.
So if it was a positive, it would be like that?
If it was a positive, it would just be on top. But because of the negative, yes, make it into a fraction. Some of your numbers might be a little bit too big. And then you guys will come over it and get a, depending on your calculator, it might give you a number and then say E, and then give you a number. Like it will say, like, for example, 1.68 E4. Do me a favor and write that. Or like on your answer, do write that. Because it's giving it to you what we're going to call scientific notation. That little E, I don't know why the letter E instead of the letter S, but the letter E, sometimes in the calculator comes out as an error, E for error. Sometimes they use it for scientific notation. So if you guys get that, like an E and then the number, do me a favor and write that. Depending on your calculator, you guys might get it. Alright. And then some questions, like the first 2, it was just a little review of what we've been looking at. 7 to the 4th, and then 8 to the 2nd, and so on and so forth. Any questions on the worksheet? No? Simple. Okay, so we learned 3 rules of exponents, so tomorrow I'm going to review all 3. And then on Friday we have our quiz. Okay, one more thing for Friday though.